Hey everyone, MJS back again. I have a interesting topic to kind of discuss here, and it's more of, this one would kind of be more of my opinion, but I would love to have like sort of a discussion to some extent. If anybody else kind of thinks the same way, or has any thoughts on it, make sure you leave a comment below. Anything that you've kind of experienced or think about as far as like what I'm gonna talk about here. But a little bit of context: I was at an event today, and it was, in a nutshell, it was about like real estate, sort of like motivational-esque in a way, but really talking about like big topics that you need to have, that you need to do, and ways to continue to get better, obviously, and excel in real estate. So like, we're talking like 25 things that if you do, basically, but it was geared to real estate, but it's the same thing as like just personal development, honestly. Like, I mean, if you could be a good real estate agent, you can be good at anything. So these 25 things were, things like, obviously like hard work, like almost like organization type things. I mean, it was a ton of them. Honestly, I can't even really remember any of them because like they're all like very basic things that that you should just do in general, no matter what industry you're in or whatever. So, but that's not really the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is a little bit deeper than that. Okay, so again, to contextualize, I'm in a room where I'm one of the youngest people in there, and there's a bunch of other, real estate agents, about maybe 160 or so, that are average age, I would say, is probably about maybe late 30s, I want to say, late 30s, early 40s, somewhere around there. So I'm just trying to think, as I'm watching all this, I agree with most of it, right? I agree with, I'm not a real estate agent, so I can't really comment on, things that are specific to the industry, but things that are about, getting better and being a hard worker, and, the fact that if you have talent, but you don't work hard, then somebody that works hard is going to beat you, every time. Those sort of things, right? I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, this is all well and good, but I am almost certain that not everybody in this room is able to take this knowledge and like learn and grow from it. It's like, this all makes sense, and it's stuff that I try to live by, and again, things that I've heard a lot recently in the past 1 or 2 years, but I've tried to slowly build it in. But I've said this before, I don't feel like, I question how easy, or if it's even possible, for people of a certain age to change. Because that's what you're doing in this sense. Like, you're trying to get better. Like, I believe it's never too late. I'm just saying that I think it gets much harder the older you get, especially if you don't have that mindset when you're younger. I mean, I don't ever want to stop learning. I don't want to ever stop growing. I want to listen to that sort of stuff the rest of my life and always pick up new things and continue to get better and better, whether it's, just in general or industry specific or whatever it is. But I'm just thinking, like, I'm watching these people, and some of them are even disinterested, right? And I'm just thinking, like, I just don't understand it. Like, because I know that some people are literally just going through the motions, and they're not trying to get any better. They're not listening. They're just kind of taking it for granted, and they're not gonna really understand. I mean, I was engaged. I wasn't even, really directly a part of the event, and I was in it. I mean, I listened to every point, and again, it all made a lot of sense to me. But I guess I'm just used to doing that. So it's just a weird thing. I don't really know how to explain it any better. It's just I'm just there and I'm thinking, like, it's crazy that people have this in front of them. And that was a free event. It was kind of like a selling event almost for the actual course that you could take, with the coach. But what I'm saying is, it wasn't. I just don't understand how some people could have that sort of information literally given to them for free on the surface, and probably, like, most of them probably aren't going to kind of do anything with it, aren't going to get any better. It's just tough. But I see it all the time. I mean, you see it not just in a professional sense, but in just like a mindset way. Like, honestly, after the age of, like, but somewhere, it's got to be somewhere between 30 and 40. It's like you just don't, like, you're just the past generation, so it's like you just think like the past generation, and you don't. It's almost like a lot of people don't realize that they're living fundamentally and literally living in a different time than they grew up, but they have, like, the mindset and the ideals of things that were back then when they were, like, in their teenage years and 20 to 25 age. And it's like, I mean, nobody likes change for some reason, and I don't know if I'm just really interested to document this, because I don't know if I'm going to be one of these people. I hope I'm not. I hope I'm always growing, learning, and evolving, and I'm going to do everything in my power to do so. It's just interesting because I know most of these people, and a lot of them don't seem to want to get better, and when information is given to them like this, it seems like they kind of just, oh yeah, it's really good, and they just sweep it under the rug. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Golden opportunities like this, and the one thing though that I will say is, it's not like you can expect to go to one of these events and have your life be changed or have your whole mindset be changed. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, and so that actually speaks to this point a lot. Like, there's probably a lot of these people that just kind of, again, go through the motions, and they go to one of these events, like, once in a while, and like, oh yeah, this is great. And then they just, back to their old self. You have to repetitively listen to stuff. The things that I listen to, the people that my mentors online and coaches and stuff like that, and people that influence me, I'm always listening every drive. And that's another thing that they said too, is like, turn your downtime into evolving, growing time. And I do that all the time. Every time I'm driving, if I'm not making a video now, I am listening to, different YouTube videos, or, things, just ways to get better, different thoughts, different ideas, way to grow, way to build businesses, stuff like that. So, I don't think a lot of people do that. I could be wrong, but it's just like, it's wild, because, these are people that I honestly sometimes lack confidence when I'm near, because I think that they're super successful, they're their own, business and stuff like that. And it's like, there's no reason for me to feel like that just in general, but at the same time, it's like, I think of it like this way, and it's like, it's kind of sad that people don't take these opportunities, this knowledge, this information a little more seriously, and just continue to get better from it. But I think you're always going to have that. I don't think it's, I don't know how easy it is to change people. That's why, like, it's not like you should not try to motivate people, but I think you need to have, obviously, realistic expectations. I think actually no expectations is honestly a better way to put it. Just don't expect anything to happen. Just, do what you want to do, and, try to motivate people and try to get people to do what you think is right and what ultimately may be right. But, I could tell you, I could look at you and I could tell you to invest and build a business and, whatever, like, not smoke cigarettes or something, like, whatever it is. But really, you're the only person that can actually make the effort and make the change to do that. So it's almost like a waste at some point. But I don't know. Maybe that's not a great way to look at it, but just a thought, because like I said, I was sitting in there and I was just doing my normal thing, continuing to get better, and I just had that thought that thought crossed my mind that not everybody was in the same type of mindset, and I don't ever want to let it get to that for me. So, alright, well, that was just a little bit of what happened today. So I will talk to you guys in the next one.